greatest gift a mother receives is the one that cannot be found on any registry, her motherly instinct. We gain a sixth sense to protect and nurture our child always. It's knowing that you know your child better than anyone else. Doctors, teachers, the media. They may be the professionals in their chosen fields, but you are the expert on your kiddo. Trust your instincts, Mama. It's that first time that only your touch can comfort your newborn baby. It's the eyes in the back of your head that prevent a trip to the emergency room. It's deciphering whether a tummy ache is the flu or just farts. It's a lifetime sentence of a gut feeling that won't go away. From the moment you panic because they slept through the night to any moment that you leave them in someone else's care. It's finding that balance between tugging the reins to keep them protected, to letting them go, to let them find themselves in this great big world. Just like being a web-shooting arachnid superhero, parenting is a never-ending lesson and the greatest of responsibilities. Each and every decision you make does not just affect you, but also the life of the tiny human you are somehow trusted with. Most decisions we make do not affect them in the long run, because in the battle of pizza versus tacos, face it, we all come out winners. But we do often come face to face with many decisions that will affect their lives long after we're gone. Last year, I hit one of those decisions head on. I realized I'd pushed my motherly instincts to the side for too long. I figured out that my son should repeat second grade before anyone else. I realized that this was a long time coming as well. After his autism diagnosis, we worked with our school system to get him an individualized education program, IEP. At our IEP meeting, we learned that he'd be entering a half-day 3K program just a month later. My husband and I hadn't discussed school yet, and were a bit leery about starting him in school too young, as his birthday is at the end of June. In the end, we agreed because we wanted to get our son the support that he needed. The 4 years that followed were filled with lots of meetings, forms, and tests, along with an added ADHD diagnosis. Christian transitioned from special education to a mainstream class, from an IEP to a 504 plan, and through 3 schools in an attempt to find the best environment for him. Motherly instincts aren't always spot on, hence the change in schools. Motherly instincts also aren't always packaged neatly as epiphanies, with birds chirping, heavens parting, and harps playing. Sometimes they slap you in the face hard. When you're told your son, who is placing far below baselines in both reading and math on testing, would be more than ready for 3rd grade in less than 2 months. When you're shown work that other students had completed to realize your son was nowhere near this level. When you realize that the ball was dropped and the 504 plan put in place for his growth, success, and safety was not being followed. Trust your instincts, Mama. On the way home, I told my husband that I thought Christian should repeat 2nd grade, and like the former forensics nerd I am, I gave a detailed argument as to why. I explained that this decision was 4 years in the making, and if we didn't do it now, when we were already changing schools, that we might never have another opportunity. Though leery at first, my husband understood and eventually agreed. I was later cornered, scolded, and told that the decision wasn't mine to make by my son's former principal. I was told that I didn't know what I was saying, and that I'd be hurting my son in the long run. I took his comments in stride because I knew I needed to trust my motherly instincts. When proposing the idea to Christian, he admitted that he felt like he was drowning in class. He exclaimed that he was in a constant sensory overload because he could never catch up. It felt like a punch in the gut to find out how my boy truly felt. But I feel that deep down inside, I had that gut feeling all along. Christian has made the most of his second time in 2nd grade. He started at a new school and started to flourish both academically and socially. Getting him out of bed is no longer a fight, most days. And the hardest part about picking him up from school is waiting for the courses of goodbyes daily. Opening his folder to look at his assignments isn't torturous, and conferences no longer bring me to tears. It's our job as parents to make the decisions for our children until they can help us, or make them on their own. And while it's true that motherly instincts aren't always right, sometimes they're all we have to go by, along with a little faith and a little blind luck. Trust your instincts, Mama.